probably about 8 years old. And all kids start collecting when they're young. You go to the store, you cash in bottles, and you get the money, and you buy baseball cards, you get all the bubble gum. But the 59s I loved because of the color of the cards. And I remember at the time I loved them because they were all unique colors, which you don't see in any other sets. And of course, I said at the time, who does a set with pink? So later on, after I got out of college, I said, I'm going to make an attempt to try and build this entire set. And so a labor of love over 15 years.
So how many cards did you have at that point before you really started diving into collecting the rest of the set?
I had probably about 20.
Okay, and there are how many? 500?
This set is 572.
572, wow.
572, and I made it my mission to try and complete this set. So I ended up going to card shows. And just year after year going to card shows and roaming the booths and asking if they had 59s, and built it one card at a time. And it probably took me about 15 years. And the card that finished this set is my favorite and a lot of other people's favorite. It's the Bob Gibson rookie card.
And can you tell us a little bit more? So that was the last card you needed in this set.
Card.
Where did you find that?
I found it in 1984 at the Bishop Girton Card Show in Nashua. And if you know anything about the Bishop Girton Card Show, every year the cards got less and less because people bought them and there was just less and less inventory. So I was there for hours going through all the dealers and asking them if they had a Bob Gibson 1959 rookie, and the answer was no. Simply no. And towards the end of the show, I happened to go down into one little corner where there was a vendor, and I said, do you have a Bob Gibson rookie card? And he said, I do.
I do.
And he showed it to me, and this interesting part about this, it's right here, and I said, how much? And he said, $28. This is 1984. And I actually hedged on buying it because I thought it was too much. And then he looked at me and said, have you seen any others like this here today? And I said, no. He says, well, there's your answer.
He got you with a little the fear of missing out. He roped you in with that. But.
So I ponied up the $28 and it completed my set. And it's my favorite set of all that I have. I just love it, and it's got a lot of stars. The Mickey Mantle, which is here, and all the old-time stars that I grew up with. Hank Aaron, Willie Mays, my era. And so this set means a lot to me.
It means the whole world. I mean, you just pass it over here. We'll go through very carefully, just kind of show some of the cards to the camera, right? So we have you obviously have the Mickey Mantle right here. Obviously, everyone knows Mickey Mantle, and he has the most valuable baseball card ever, probably. This card, I think we put at a value of $300. Condition-wise, the centering is a little unfortunate, but it's still a nice-looking card. Overall, most of your cards, general condition are VG to excellent mint, so that puts them in a range of about PSA 6. Sandy Koufax, that's a good one. Don Larson, that's not a bad one. Roger Maris.
Al Kaline. Just a whole group of Hall of Famers.
You can tell, like you were saying, the colors, they really just pop out.
They are. It is, and there's been no set like this with as many different colors as this has.
Yeah, this is really around the end of the period where they started kind of taking away the colors of many of the other 50s sets. They're just beautiful color-wise. So I think after looking through everything, assessing the conditions, we would put a value on this of about $3,000 to $3,500. It's a beautiful, beautiful set, and that's just in raw condition. We're talking about more money if you were to go ahead and get any of the cards graded. Thank you for bringing this in. It's amazing. You never see anything like this. Let's move on to the next item that you brought in for us. This baseball signed by the 1966 Yankees. Now, you said you have a very interesting story about this. Would you like to go over that?
I would. This is the complete 1966 Yankees. Two Hall of Famers, Whitey Ford and Mickey Mantle right here in the middle.
Yep, we have Mickey Mantle right here, and then Whitey Ford
is right here.
Yes.
Right here.
And then Roger Maris also signed this ball.
Roger Maris did sign this ball.
I think he was down here.
Roger Maris.
Yep. Roger Maris right there.
But other great stars, Pepitone, Elston Howard, Mel Stottlemyre.
Yep.
So this is the complete team of 66. And the story about this is interesting, is this ball fell into my lap from a friend. And instead of me telling the story in my own words, I have an affidavit from him, a letter he wrote to me when he gave me this. And if you don't mind, I'll just read it.
Go ahead.
He said, "Here is the history of the autographed baseball that I gave you this morning. I grew up in New Jersey, and in 1963, we moved to the town of Wyckoff. In Wyckoff, I made my spending money mowing lawns and weeding gardens. Jim Hearn, who I believed used to pitch for Cincinnati, lived down the street from me. Jim was a manager of the Yankee Stadium at the time. The Hearns were one of my yard care customers. One day, as I was finishing up the lawn there, Jim came home from work. He had the ball autographed by the Yankees team and gave it to me as a tip for having done a good job mowing his lawn. As you know, I do not have a strong appreciation for such things. I guess I didn't appreciate these things as a kid either. When I got home from the Hearns that afternoon, I showed the ball to my older brother. We decided to try it out and began to play a game of catch with it on our front lawn. We continued to play until my father got home from work. I tossed him the ball to show it to him. He couldn't believe that we were playing catch with such a valuable ball. So he took it from us, he wrapped it up in plastic wrap, and told me that the ball was not to be played with, it was for keeping. I put the ball away with other things I had that were for keeping, like my baby shoes. I hadn't looked at that ball again until just recently. I was cleaning out my attic and came across a box filled with stuff that I wanted to save. In this box, among the keepers, was this ball. I brought it in the other day to show it to you because I thought you would enjoy seeing it. I was in the process of putting the ball back in the box with my keepers and decided that it was not the right thing to do. This ball should be with someone that appreciated it. It should be enjoyed, not hidden away as a keeper item. So, knowing you would give this ball a good home, I have decided that you should have it. Please do not feel obligated to me in any way to give this ball back to me. So enjoy it, give it a good home, display it, and appreciate it."
And you've certainly done that. It's in a beautiful case. It's in great shape. Genuinely just a beautiful. It's hard to believe that someone was playing with it at any time whatsoever, because the signatures are so in such great shape. So obviously across the front we have Mickey Mantle. As you said before, we have Whitey Ford, Roger Maris. When did you say this story occurred?
This occurred, he gave me the ball 20th of August, 1992.
Okay, so you've had this ball for more than 30 years at this point.
Yep.
You've done an amazing job keeping it in an excellent condition. I'd say if you were to get the signatures authenticated, we could put a value on the ball from anywhere from $1,200 to $1,400. Obviously, the Mickey Mantle is the most valuable signature on there, first and foremost, but the Maris and the Whitey Ford come in second and third, probably. But what matters most is that you have a great story with it, and I think it adds priceless value to you. So, thank you so much for bringing both of these items in. You're obviously an amazing collector, and it's amazing to share an opportunity to see such an amazing collection.